What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we have another video about, well, not another video. I actually meant to do another one about the last feature premiere, but I forgot, honestly, because I'm a bum. But today we're going over the feature premiere they just finished about 30 minutes ago on fielding, a fielding overhaul. They showed a lot of new features, new indicators, new animations, and they also showed off a new legend. So let's just get right into it. They go over the fielding overhaul. Hopefully it's not too loud, but they go over fly ball catches, focusing on user control, and they showed off a lot of promising video footage and features. You can put this in theater mode. You can see it a little bit better on screen. Actually, I can make this full screen so you can see it better. But yeah, they did a lot of nice easy catches. They made a bunch of onboarding features, and if you don't understand why they did that, because it seems fielding can be pretty easy, there's a ton of new users. Just making it more user friendly is, that's what they need to do. When you have new users come into a game, and especially a whole console of fans come into the game, you can't just assume that they're gonna know how to play or just right out the gate. This may be their first time ever playing MLB The Show. So they added a bunch of new features, new fielding indicators. They added, as you can see on the screen right now, they added a route to ball indicator, a base for play indicator, catching the ball indicator, enhanced tag up catching, extreme wall catches, robbing home run indicators, and the routine fly balls. And you can turn these settings off in your settings. You can have certain settings on if you want. If you like the route to ball indicator that shows you the perfect route or the route you should be taking every single time, or if you want to learn or just see what you're doing wrong on certain routes, you can turn that on and see what you're doing wrong. These will be automatically on by default, as if you pick casual. I don't know if they'll be on if you pick competitive. I imagine no. But here's just examples of the route to ball indicator. You can see the perfect route. There's also a yellow bar that is at the end of the route to ball indicator that signifies that you can dive and catch the ball. And if you dive, obviously you're gonna more than likely make the catch. There's also some penalties. If you dive off the route a little bit, you're gonna see the user part of it. You're gonna see some bad animations like that. You see, like Tyler O'Neill, he didn't follow the line perfectly. He went a little bit curved in, and he kind of did a bad animation. This is just showing off the base for play animation. As you can see, it shows you what base to throw to. It's kind of basic stuff, but there's a lot more user error in these paths this year, and it definitely shows. If you don't take the right path, you're not going to get, say, the proper animation. If you're not, they talk about off the wall catches. If you're not in the right spot or strafing in the right spot, like if you're too far away from the ball, you're not going to catch the ball or get the ball off the wall in a proper fashion, because they implemented ways to basically make it easier this year, and it's definitely very nice. They showed the no drifting. It's basically like the icon, as you can see there. It's drifting. It won't be drifting. I think it makes sense. Tack Up Indicator, they're showing off right now. Make it more obvious that you can get into it. It definitely locks in easier. They have more animations for it as well. Hundreds and hundreds of new animations, as they said in the stream. If you watched it, as you saw in that Springer, right? If you watched the Springer tag up animation, it's the new animation, and they're definitely clean. The animations they show off in these in this stream is super clean. Now they're going to be talking about the robbing home run indicator. This is their new home run robbery indicator, and it looks pretty cool. How it works is when you go up to the wall, as it's gonna go like tick speeds, like those 3 arrows. Like as soon as it turns green, tick, 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 and on that last tick, that's when you jump. That's when you jump and rob the homer. And I had a question as I was watching it on stream. As you can see, Springer robs the homer. And there's another example here. Leody Taveras catches the ball. My question was, does those 3 arrows show up green every single time at the wall, or are they only showing up on catchable balls? Which is the answer to that is they show up pretty much all the time. And as you can see, you will see in a later example, but that just because those 3 green arrows show up doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to catch it. So I feel like that was a question that maybe people would have. I had that question. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm dumb, but anyways, you get the point. Things we missed on at the last clip, they have a new over the wall animations catching it. The glove will actually go over the wall instead of just like straight up, kind of like glitching out a little bit. Very nice, very more smooth. The Extrema catch indicator now goes to the wall, as you can see, basically signifying balls going off the wall in various ways, so you can decide more or better, I should say, better situations to basically to how to go about where to place yourself off the wall. There'll be different each time. There'll be ones where the ball indicator is like that, so where you can actually catch it. You get there on the wall, etc. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that because off the wall, balls off the wall was terrible last year. It was horrible. They talk about that in the video, and they're actually about to go over more off the ball stuff here. They're talking about strafing here. So on infield pop-ups, strafing is basically what you're moving with Tatis there. It's more smooth. He's going back and forth. You know how people like wiggle the stick back and forth in the catch indicator? Basically, it's making it so I forgot what they said exactly, but it's basically helping you lock into that animation so you don't just like screw yourself over. But it's definitely a lot smoother. Strafing's also at the wall. They're showing off clips of just outfield catches and infield flies. The one that's very cool though is off the wall strafing. So if you're close to the ball, like close to the area, like this is JD Martinez. This is a common fielder, and as you can see, he gets a decent reaction getting that ball in. I'm a big fan of that too. Looks smoother, looks very cool. But as you can see, he's in this sort of area where the ball might be off the wall. And so he's strafing back and forth to just get a better, what should I say, better positioning. And it's not like going too crazy to the point where you lock out of the animation and then the ball just goes past you. It's letting you stay in if you're in the right area, around the right area for the ball, and letting you adjust. If you're obviously not in the right area, you're gonna let the ball go past you, or you're gonna get a bad animation. They talk about that in here. I don't remember if they show an example of it, but if you're not in the area or just like around where the ball is going to come off the wall, you're going to notice the difference, and it's a lot more user skill. They also talk about, they go into more detail. So again, I recommend watching the full stream. I'm just going over the basics and the little simplistic I should say details of it, but yeah, link will be in the description to the YouTube video. Off wall catches, these are like this. This is also showing better animations, faster reactions to balls hitting off the wall. Here's an example of what I was talking about earlier with the green arrows. They all light up. You can't make the catch. What Buxton is right there. Immediately, you get a good reaction from your backup. Sometimes they would just let that go past them. It would just keep rolling. He gets it back in instantly. There's another one, another type of animation. These animations, they said, are for all heights, all angles, and so they look very clean. Another one off the center field wall, right center field wall in target field. Buxton, as you see, is lined up where it's coming. A little slow there, you might think, but definitely better for off the wall. I know they show other catches too. There's another one. If you're in a bad position, you're gonna get like a weird like hop, like a reaction like that. And then here's another one. If you're like camped right into it, right where the ball is gonna get, you're gonna get eaten up. As you see, Verdugo, he's gonna get the ball and he's gonna like like that, you know, like with his glove by his crotch on the ground, because he's like eating him up. And so if you're not in the proper positioning, if you're too far away, again, if you're too close, you're not in that like fine line, I should say, fine area, you're gonna notice the difference. Field play right there, you saw Bader was off the path and the ball went over him, but he made a good reaction and rebounded and brought it back in. Another one, again, they already shown, again, with a play off his glove, same thing. He quickly gets up or realizes it and gets it back in, which is very nice to see. Didn't really see that a lot in 20. So just kind of hoping that these translate over. And again, we're going to see another example of what I was talking about with Verdugo. He's right there off the wall. He's eating up for a bit. And these animations that you get for balls off the wall could definitely matter in online play. Because if you say you get eaten up off the wall for like just a split second or two, that may allow a guy that's not that fast to score rather on a perfect sitting place in a perfect relay. Like he may not score like that, but if you get eaten up, I think I kind of just repeated myself, but you get what I'm saying. If you do certain things that your user is not doing, that's user error, and it's basically trying to put more emphasis on user error. And hopefully there's more skill that way. It looks promising to me. Yeah, like I said, it looks promising. Here's more about jump catches. These are balls off the wall where, like, what's a good example of like, you know, in 20 and even in like prior games, balls at the wall like this that are just like at the wall, sometimes your fielder would just stand there, like you just stand there like this and then just not move, like, and the ball would like hit over the wall or hit on top of the wall above him, and it would just go like that way and just roll. Now looks like they've changed that. It looked like you actually get a animation at the wall and you actually are able to catch the ball. Here's another example at different heights. Byron Buxton, that ball is decently high off the wall. That would probably be off the wall in 20. Buxton makes the catch and instantly gets it in. We're going to see it again right here. He goes underneath the wall. I think this is a different angle. Yeah, so different angle. He still makes the catch, gets it in. And that's probably a hit in 20. I'm not gonna say probably. That is definitely like 90+% of the time a hit. Here's another example. JD Martinez at the wall and on the monster. He makes the play. Common fielder. So promising looks in the fielding. And then we got more. And then we got something I'm very excited about. I literally talked about this in my stream that I need to see this fixed. These balls hit down the line. I could go on for hours talking about this, but balls hit down the line. So many times I've had my right fielder, no matter what fielding number he had on his card, just tumble and dive for the ball when I'm trying to like go at a certain route and move my analog stick in a certain way to go cut off the ball. He just goes the opposite direction or cuts more in and just tumbles. Now you get these off Z-axis catches where you go up to the ball, you scoop the ball, and you get it back in. I am a huge fan of that. That is probably, it's got to be, it's up there. It was up there with the off the wall catches or like the jump catches as my biggest complaint about fielding in 20. Like, look at this. Will Myers, there is no shot he makes that play half the time in 20. Like, I guarantee like half the time he would be tumbling at that ball and that ball's going to the wall. Same with Acuna. He's making these plays. He's a good fielder. He probably would still be tumbling to the wall half the time. If that doesn't happen, again, it's a big if. You know, they're showing certain clips that one's off the wall. He gets it back in. Like, it's so promising. I just hope it goes in, translates well into the game. That's my biggest hope. It looks great. It really does. I'm not sure. Did they talk about anything else other than the off-Z catches? I think that might have been it. Oh, no, dribblers as well. Dribblers. That's a big problem in 20 as well. And also infield plays as well, like going from the side from Tatis if you're off that like angle, if you're going too far inward. I think it might be this play. No, might be the play after that. But if you're taking the wrong angle, he's just gonna whiff on that. I think it might be this one. Yeah, see, look at this. He whiffs, but then I think that's Cronenworth. He recovers, makes the play. that might not happen every time. So you got to take the right route. But like I was saying, dribblers to the mound, like pitchers would get terrible animations. That was a hit so many times in 20. And yeah, blooper catches as well. So many people would get bloop hits because people who could make those plays, like Tatis and like Andrelton Simmons, or like good fielders at first base as well, like Freddie Freeman, yada yada yada. They would just flail. They would just flail at the ball, and now they'll actually look like they'll catch it. Again, it's a big if. It looks great so far. I think it's funny, by the way, that Darvish at 130 pitches, but obviously they're just getting clips. What else did they talk about? Oh yeah, catcher pop time. They talk about so much. Catcher pop time and delivery time. It looks like they have that as a stat in the game. I'm not sure if it's an actual stat in the game, but it's something that they're looking at, pop time. And I'd be very intrigued to see. I'd have to listen to it again. But like I said, I'm not sure if it's an actual stat in the game now for catchers. And if it is, that could make a big difference for catchers you use in Diamond Dynasty. A lot of people use Jimmy Fox at catcher. Will you be able to use him in 20 because of his pop time? Like, I mean, like, because of his pop time? Because for one, it would probably be really hard to determine what Jimmy Fox's pop time is, especially because he's not a primary catcher. But if he was at catcher, say, versus a guy like Yadier Molina, is he going to get up as fast as... Should he be getting up as fast as JT Realmuto or Yadier Molina? No. So I think that makes sense. They said they tracked it with IRL catcher pop time, so maybe certain catchers will have certain animations depending on who the type of player they are. That'll be very intriguing to see. Maybe it sets different catchers far from the group. Like, already guys like Yasmani Grandal were super good because he's a really good hitter. But will he be even better now? Who knows? They also... Oh, yeah, dude. I keep thinking that it's almost over. There's so much stuff. The throw accuracy meter. They changed it so they got rid of red and yellow. They combined it kind of to make it an orange. And they said they didn't really show off a clip of it being thrown in the yellow. But I believe what they said was that if you do get it in the yellow, or I guess it should be orange now, wild throws would be a lot more punishing this year. So you basically just the emphasis is just you really need to get it in the green, and I'm sure a lot of people already realize that anyways, but just more emphasis on this user skill with throw accuracy. And I think the very last thing they mentioned before the new legend at the end was that manual cutouts are now in online play. They didn't show any clips of it, but it wasn't a thing before. You couldn't manually set a cutoff. So I'm curious to see what that is, what that plays like. And I think that's all we got to talk about. I'm very excited about it. Let's do the new legend reaction. If you haven't seen it, here is the new legend. Here it is, man. Here is the new legend. If you haven't seen it already, I have. Gonna let it play out. Oh, maybe I shouldn't let it play out. Maybe I should mute that. I don't know. Maybe I'll mute that. But Grady Sizemore, because of the I don't know if that's copyright music. Grady Sizemore is in the game now. Fan favorite from 16. If you played MLB The Show 16, you know how good Grady Sizemore was. He had a great swing. I know one person, individual, is very happy about it. I think it's a cool legend. We got a fan favorite in Soriano. Everybody literally asked for him. He's in the game. Grady Sizemore, fan favorite from 16, back in the game. Who do you guys think is going to be revealed in the next premiere next week? Which is, what is the next one? It is ball player introduction. So it's going to be going over probably Road to the Show and stuff like that, and what the ball player can do, what it can do in other modes and whatnot. So if you're excited for that, let me know down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, peace.